Hi, I am Rebecca. I am the psych coach, and today I am going to be talking to you about breakups. More specifically, about one cognitive error that lots of people who are going through a breakup will engage with, but that will actually perpetuate the heartbreak that you may be experiencing. I know there are plenty of do's and don'ts when it comes to relationship breakups. Do go out with your friends, do have distractions in your life, don't focus on the negative too much, see the bad points, engage in the no contact rule. I mean, there are plenty, aren't there? There are plenty of rules when it comes to breakups. But I think there is one thing that you need to try very, very hard to do if you're managing heartbreak, to ensure that you don't compound the issue of the angst that you're feeling. What is that one thing? Well, that one thing is rose-tinted spectacles. What's that? Well, it's where you look at things through a very, very different lens, where you look at things through a distorted lens, through an extra rosy lens, through an unrealistic lens. If a relationship has broken down, whether that's because you've ended it or indeed your ex-partner, there was a reason for that. It obviously wasn't rosy for the both of you at the very least. But what can happen is when you're yearning for someone, when you're really, really missing someone, there can be a tendency to slip into thinking about how wonderful it was, how special the relationship was, how you knew from the start, how there was nothing wrong with it, how you never argued, how everything you did was always in harmony, how there was never a bad atmosphere, how they were perfect in every way. That simply cannot be true. And by telling yourself this narrative that everything is wonderful and everything was absolutely perfect, you're fueling your heartbreak because you're telling yourself, I'm never going to meet someone that perfect again. Try very hard to take off the rose-tinted spectacles, the lens from which you're seeing everything in a really positive light. Focus on the stuff that wasn't great about the relationship. Focus on the times where you had slight concerns about the way something was being done, but you didn't listen to them, you just quashed them. Focus on the memories of the times where you maybe went out together and put on a facade that everything was fine and it wasn't. Think about the times when you lent into your partner and you got rejected or your voice wasn't heard. Think about the times where you were left feeling hurt or rejected or upset by their behaviour. Tap into the feelings of anger that you felt on occasions towards your ex-partner. Tap into the moments of insecurity that you felt. Maybe you're even able to tap into and access feelings of doubt that you had at some point in the relationship. That's the more realistic side of your relationship, where you can see both the positive stuff, because I'm sure there was that there, but where you can also see the negative stuff. By only engaging in the euphoria of it and how wonderful it was, you're not only fueling your heartbreak, but you are also giving yourself a distorted story. See the whole picture. The relationship was presumably made up of good bits, and it was presumably made up of some bad bits as well. And I know that's not going to stop you from feeling really sad about your loss. But at the very least, it will get you seeing your relationship as fallible, as not something that was totally perfect and that is simply impossible to replicate. It's not true. Tap into all the insecurity, the negative stuff that was present, the uncomfortable feelings that were there, the bad moments, the times where you felt dissatisfied, and hold on to those, because they will give you some clues as to what you're going to look out for in your next relationship, whenever that happens. They're going to give you the clues for okay, this is what I don't want from my next relationship going forward. And that's helpful. And sure, a new relationship may be a really long way off, but there are still benefits to focusing on the negative, both in the immediacy and in the long term. Take off your spectacles, see things from a more realistic lens, and give yourself a chance for your heartbreak to heal a little more quickly. If you've enjoyed today's tips, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I will give you plenty more tips on how you can use psychology on a day-to-day basis.